Yes, you do.
All right, good morning. It is Tuesday, June 12th, 2018. It is 21 minutes after 7 o'clock. Look at that beautiful Tuesday morning here in Ocala, Florida. You're listening to AM Ocala Live on WOCA The Source, and we are broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall just outside the WOCA commissary, where you too can get, you can get a Philly cheesesteak sandwich.
Nice.
Philly cheesesteak, yeah.
Nice.
Got a good show this morning. 7:35. We're gonna open up the phone lines, take a sip of coffee, tell you what we think about the news, and then move on to the next story. And that's what we do for 25 minutes. We deliver news in an informal way, allowing you to contribute your contributions, whether it's opinions or maybe you have a story that we don't have. I'd love to hear from you. We always do that every morning at 7:35. 8 o'clock, Galen Unold comes on, 8:05 I should say. There was an interesting story this morning about a contest that Disney is having where you could spend one night in the new land. What's it called again? Avatar Land?
Oh, yes.
So you can camp out in Avatar Land one night. If you win.
Cool.
If you win. And one of the things that motels and hotels, I should say, I guess we don't call anything a motel anymore, but one of the things that hotels are offering are perks. I remember it was always exciting to know that you got to take home the robe. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
You got to take home the robe. Wow, they're giving us a robe for free in this $350 a night hotel.
Wow. I guess sign me up. I got to go there, let me tell you.
You get a free $10 robe
Yeah.
for spending $350 to sleep one night in their bedroom. Anyway, so I have some interesting hotel perks from around the world and places you can go, and then of course nothing is for free, but you pay for the perk and you say, hey, look what I got for free, because you think, well, that's really the price of the room, that's not the perk.
Exactly. You could buy it at the gift shop for $19.95.
Well, not everything in this list is not something tangible. Some of it is experiences. Yeah,
nice.
It's very cool stuff. So we'll do that with Galen. 8:35, that's when we turn off any attempt to be entertaining. We do not offer opinions. We just read the news the way we get it and tell you where we're getting it from so you can read the rest of the story. We're able to get between 25 and 30 stories into that segment. Actually, lately, usually we've been doing more than 30, but I stick to the standard 25 to 30 as an average. In the garden with Carol Ann Baldwin will be here. She's a master gardener, and she gives us information so that we can grow a beautiful, lush garden. This past Sunday, I had the privilege of going with you to your brother's place. Mm-hmm. He is more than a gardener. He is like a farmer.
He is a farmer.
I don't know if you call that a gigantic garden or a small farm, but he's got corn and all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah, he's not an amateur. He knows what he's doing.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, he's not making... He doesn't sell his produce.
No.
Professional means you make money at it, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
he farms for his family. He's a family farmer. How about I put it that way?
He does.
Yeah. Matt Gibbs will be here at 10:05. Matt is a mechanic, of course, and a car engineer. That's what you call him today, because it's a true, more accurate word for what we call the people who fix our cars, because it's not just about turning a bolt and being mechanical. It's both. It's mechanical and electronic and everything else. Our good friends from Ocala Eye will be here at 10:35. I can see clearly now because of Ocala Eye. I can see for miles and miles and miles because of Ocala Eye.
Yes, you can.
And they'll be here to talk to you about what you can do to protect and improve your vision. Terry Beard is a serial entrepreneur.
Yep.
He invents Cocoa Puffs and Wheaties and Rice Krispies.
Isn't that great? I love this.
Teasing. I'm teasing him.
I wonder if he's been to Cocoa Beach.
It's the other kind of cereal. He's the founder of Beard Frame Shops, Beard Central Stores, and Beard Online Picture Framing. Hey, that sounds like the same thing as the first one. He's got a book called Squelched, Succeeding in Business and Life by Finding Your Voice.
Yeah.
Charita Cole Brown is an advocate for education and has written a book called Defying the Verdict. And it's a kind of a story about her own self, right? Her bipolar life.
Yes.
Midday with Joe today. Joe texted me this morning.
Yes.
He told me that the B in IHOP is just a publicity stunt.
Oh my gosh.
So I have here the 25 greatest publicity stunts of our time.
Nice.
25 greatest publicity stunts of our time. Yeah, kids, IHOP is not going to change to IHOP. It's IHOP still, but the B is kind of a game because they want you to find their burgers. And you know what? Their burgers are looking pretty good. I didn't have one myself, but I saw the menu, and it looked like a piled high thing.
It was great. Joe posted pictures this morning. Boy, they looked yummy.
Oh, I didn't see the pictures he posted.
He posted pictures.
But we went to IHOP, right? We saw the menu ourselves, yeah.
Yeah, Sunday, I think. Saturday.
So there you go. That's what we're doing. Oh, and there's, let's see what else is interesting here. We have some horrible news that we'll wait till the other side of the break. Oh, well, I don't even have it here anyway. Anyway, so I guess the big news is political, that President Trump and Kim Jong-un met together yesterday or this morning, whatever.
Nice.
I don't. It's a good thing. It's a good thing, but you have to wonder. You know, I mean, the guy would issue an order to have his relatives killed, and wasn't that the country? Wasn't he the leader the dictator who ordered a band to be killed because they had what he called pornographic video?
Yeah.
And all it was dancing in like short skirts and stuff.
Yeah, and she was the girlfriend or something too. So
there was
he
a
killed
personal
her,
connection.
The band, the family.
Yeah, no,
Everything. Killed them, wiped them out.
I have a hard time with people like that. I can't say let's negotiate. But you know what? We're witnessing our president probably going to be remembered in history as the great negotiator. I think whether you agree with what he's negotiating or not, that's not my point. But the guy has made a living and a reputation for himself as a negotiator. If you've ever watched The Apprentice, that's what that was all about. It was about negotiating, and at
least he's talking to him and stuff, and he's not just saying, "Well, we'll talk someday." At least he actually did it, and the meeting happened.
Yeah,
and I guess the alternative is to bomb him.
Yeah.
If there wasn't
that would be the alternative.
To bomb him.
In a defensive mode, I would hope. Anyway, that gets too deep for me. I don't want to get that deep. I have a hard time swimming as it is.
Okay.
So, and there's a new libido-enhancing pill for women now. It's just
really?
Yeah, that's in the news too somewhere. I don't know, but I just couldn't end the segment without mentioning that little.
Is it pink?
It is pink, as a matter of fact. Yes. Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
The men get the blue ones. The women, it makes it easy at night, when you're stumbling to the bathroom. I don't know why I'm not in the mood, honey. Let me get one of my pills. Which one is mine?
Yeah.
Come on, you're a man. It's the blue one. No, of course. All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump says he feels a special bond with the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un after their face-to-face meeting in Singapore.
Our unprecedented meeting, the first between an American president and a leader of North Korea, proves that real change is indeed possible.
They signed a document committing to the pursuit of peace, with Kim agreeing to end his country's nuclear program.
The world will see a major change.
Chairman Kim and a translator there. Specifics for how the North Koreans will give up their nuclear weapons still have to be worked out.
Starting that process very quickly. Very, very quickly. Absolutely.
They also agreed to work on getting remains of American troops killed during the Korean War returned to the United States. And President Trump says he will end joint military drills with South Korea as negotiations continue. Financial sanctions remain in place for now. Fox News. We report, you decide.
When posting on most job sites, you get candidates.
I'm the sales director.
I'm the sales director you're looking for.
But when you post on Indeed.com, you get the candidates just right for you.
I'm a sales director with an MBA, over 10 years experience. who's also fluent in Japanese.
With Indeed, you can add screener questions for a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates.
Arigato.
Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
Dad, what are you doing?
Cramming for college.
I'm the one going to college.
Yeah, but we need to figure out how we're going to pay for it all.
Discover Student Loans.
Discover does student loans?
Yeah, they're one of the top student loan lenders in the country. It takes 15 minutes or less to apply, and there are no fees for the life of the loan. Best of all, I can earn cash rewards if I get good grades.
Really?
Yeah, we still have time to apply and get a great rate.
So I can just chill. College kids still say that, right?
No one says that, Dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Visit discoverstudentloans.com to apply today. Limitations apply.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Friends, countrymen, tourists, and Ocalans, lend me your ears. Hey, speaking of ears, there is an opportunity for you to help feed and provide good maintenance, housing, and medical care for Marion County's rescued big cats, bears, monkeys, and other disabled or unreleasable wild and exotic animals. Take a tour on Wednesdays or Saturdays of the Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary. Adults $20, children 12 and under just $12. Call 352-266-2859 for any questions. Here is your one-minute news brief from the source. WOCA Orlando police are reporting that 4 children were shot to death by a 35-year-old man who had been holding the children hostage during a standoff that lasted nearly 20 hours. The gunman is also dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and additionally, an Orange County deputy was shot by the suspect and is listed in critical condition. The Marion County Board of County Commissioners held a State of the County meeting at the Riley Center for the Arts yesterday. Among the announcements were details of the World Equestrian Center to include a 5-star hotel, 4 indoor arenas, and a 3-acre outdoor stadium. The Lake County School Board approved a plan that would make armed school principals and assistant principals an option. Democrats seeking to replace Florida Governor Rick Scott mostly played nice during their 3rd debate last night. And Disney World is offering one person and one guest a chance to camp out in Pandora, the world of Avatar. And that is your news brief from The Source.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm in spots. The high 85 at the coast, 91 inland. Partly cloudy Tuesday night, low 70 inland, 75 along the coast. For Wednesday, intervals of clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm, high 88 to 92. And Thursday, some sunshine with a shower or thunderstorm popping up, high 88 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Attention WOCA listeners. Do you or someone you know have an outgoing personality with great organizational skills? Well, WOCA is looking for a few good people to join our marketing reps team. You get to meet other great people and business leaders in our community. WOCA Radio offers flexible schedules, great income potential, and some really great fringe benefits too. So if you enjoy talking to people and getting paid to do it, this may be the right choice for you. Apply within or send your resumes to careers@WOCA.com.
Insurance needs got you worried? Clifford Insurance has you covered with over 25 premium carriers. Family owned and operated with 200 years plus of combined experience. Call them today, 352-245-5455. Clifford Insurance has the expertise you and your family deserves.
Give me, Alicia Clifford, a call today for a free quote at 352-245-5455.
Yeah, thank you. 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Beautiful Tuesday morning. 73 degrees right now. Temperatures are expected to climb to 87 degrees. And the chance of rain, right? Do you want to know about that? There's a 30% chance we'll see rain around noon-ish today. So there you go. But otherwise, it looks pretty nice. Looks like a real brief, like for 1 hour, there's a 30% chance of rain. That's how they figure it. I don't know. All right, let's look at these news items. Thank you, Robin. I have you're still getting over your cough.
Yep. How about you? Are you still getting over your cough?
Oh, yeah, I'm at the tail, and I hope.
Oh, good.
I hope. Gosh, where do I start here? I guess I'll start with a horrible story. I hate this story, and yesterday we were praying that this wouldn't be the news this morning.
Horrible.
So, 4 children are dead at the hands of a felon, a known felon. He's also dead. He's 35 years old. His name is in the report. It's Gary Wayne Lindsay Jr. That's the last time I'll tell you his name. This is down in Orlando. It was a 20-hour standoff between he and the Orange County Sheriff's Office. He had 4 children that he was holding hostage. We don't have their names, but their ages are 1-year-old, 6 years old, 10 years old, and 11 years old. 2 of those children were his own. He killed them. The other 2, I believe, were the children of his girlfriend. He killed them. He apparently had been battering the mom of the other 2 children, and she went to go get help. When the officers arrived at the scene, he started opening fire and shot one of the deputies. The deputy is in critical condition at the last time I had anything on this story. So it's just a horrible story. He killed himself. I don't know if I told you that part. So he killed the 4 children. He killed himself. He may or may not have killed a deputy. Let's hope that he doesn't die, that deputy. This was yesterday. It started on Sunday, actually, at about 11:45 in the evening at the Westbrook Apartments off of Kirkman Road and Florida's Turnpike. I think most of us are familiar with that area.
Yeah, right up from Universal.
Right up from Universal, yeah. Exactly. So, just don't know what to say when I read these stories. I just don't know what to say. Well, I do have one thing to say. I'm not blaming the woman at all. But the guy was a known felon.
Yeah.
And you ladies, and humans in general, but you ladies want to be very forgiving and you want to change people.
Yeah, women do. Right away, they want to change you guys.
And if you know that a guy is a felon, don't even bother. Make him prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. How about I put it that way?
Yeah.
But, I mean, come on.
And I don't know, was she beaten before this, or was Sunday the first time he beat her, or
yeah,
gee.
Yeah, and your implication is probably accurate. He probably was beating her. She just never said anything. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, gosh, 4 children, 4 human beings that had potential to become something, to contribute to us all, to themselves, to experience life, to experience love. To have children of their own, all of that, just no longer going to happen for them.
And that probably made other people smile. I mean, a 1-year-old baby. How many people came to see that baby and the baby laughed at him or something like that?
All 4 of those children probably had that exactly same thing.
Exactly. This is absolutely insane.
So, sorry I have to deliver that to you. I just hate that. All right, let me give you something else. This is political, this is local, and this is good. I have a nice soundbite from County Commissioner Kathy Bryant, if I can find it here.
A nice one.
Yeah, well, they had a state of the county meeting yesterday at the Riley. I keep wanting to add an O to it. At the Riley Center for the Arts, Riley Arts Center.
Yeah.
Right? And they were giving those in attendance some information about how we're doing fiscally, financially, the money circumstances in our county, and also how are we doing for jobs, and how are we doing as far as recruiting businesses that might, benefit our community. So that was part of what Kathy was talking about, and that's exactly the soundbite I have.
It wasn't long before FedEx was knocking on our door. And in 2014, they announced they were coming to town with a $150 million capital investment and over 350 jobs to start. Shortly after that, it was AutoZone and then the online giant Chewy.com. Since the CDP's inception, our work in economic development has led to the creation of over 5,600 new jobs and generated $500 million.
Yeah, that's good news. Yeah, the Chewy thing is an interesting company. Huh? Chewy.
Yeah,
Chewy.
it is. It is.
It makes me want to have a dog.
But no, the Marion County learned. They turned away Walmart and turned away 500 and some jobs. They went to Alachua County.
Right.
Marion County commissioners sat with egg on their face, and then they thought, ooh, we better get some jobs in here. We won't turn anybody else away.
I'm picturing sitting with egg on their face.
Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to comment has nothing at all to do with what Kathy said. The acoustics in the Riley are so amazingly beautiful when it comes to music. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to the spoken word, sometimes it gets in the way, right?
It does. It does. They got to do something about that.
No. Well, it's built for music. If you muffle it, it'll ruin the reason it was built that way. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Good morning. You're on the air. Hello. Are you there? Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I wanted to give a big shout out to Chewy.
Okay.
I don't know if you're aware, but they donate, I can't tell you how many tens of thousands of pounds of dog food, probably weekly, to Marion County Animal Rescues. There's a big warehouse that they've set up that they put all their return food and anything they can't sell and rescues from all over Marion County. The Humane Society, Walpole, Marion County Animal Services goes there and gets top brand dog food.
Nice.
I mean, that Chewy giving back so much to this community. It is unbelievable.
Well, that is nice. I did not know that.
Look on the Humane Society Facebook page or Vocal and see the amount of food that is going out into this community for the animals.
Well, that's good to know.
It's amazing.
Yeah, thank you for letting me know. I had no idea they were doing that. So thank you.
And all the food is like $60 a bag, $50, $60 a bag food. I mean, it's not Old Roy. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, I just thought I'd give a shout out to them and thank them.
Wow. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. See? Hey, so not only did they bring jobs and not only did they bring money, they also are helping out our local animal protection agencies, right? You know what we need? We need a company in town that manufactures food for on-air personalities.
Oh, there you go.
You know, so I don't know what it'd be called, Chewy. Maybe it's called Chew the Fatty.
Oh, there you go.
Chew the Fatty, because we chew the fat. You know.
Exactly.
And then you know, just to kind of have a good relationship with the community, they could donate lots of food to like on-air personalities.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
exactly.
You and me and Bill Barr would get most of it.
Yeah, exactly.
The Lake County School Board has approved a plan that would make armed school principals and armed assistant principals an option. The superintendent in Lake County recommended placing a certified officer on every elementary school campus. She also recommended allowing school administrators who meet requirements to serve as special deputies, in other words, carry a weapon. The superintendent says the ideal situation would be to have a certified officer on every campus. I guess currently they have one on every high school and middle school, and I think the same thing is true for Marion County, with the exception of the principal, assistant principal, special deputy idea, right? That hasn't happened here, right?
Right.
The Democrats who are seeking to be the next Republican of the state of Florida had another debate last night. The report says they mostly agreed. Let me see if I can go through the things they disagreed with. The candidates largely agreed on the issues like raising minimum wage, immigration policy, climate change, and restricting access to assault-style rifles. Those are the things they agreed on. Just a real quick note about the climate change part of that. As a governor, as somebody overseeing one of the 50 states in this country, knowing that there are regulations in place by the federal government to curb pollution, which is pretty much the same thing as saying curbing climate change. I don't know why they don't like to put it that way. They say climate change instead of pollution. They say the waters are rising instead of the waters are getting dirty. I'm telling you, remember that story down in What's it called? Turkey Lake. What's it called, Robin? The power plant.
Turkey Point.
Turkey Point. They wanted to extend their contract so they could, keep running for another 20 years, and they're right on the coast.
Exactly.
And the global warming guys are saying, well, wait a minute, you're going to be underwater. And they said, our scientists don't see any change at all.
Yeah, that's right.
We don't think we're going to be underwater in 20 years. And so it is one of those crazy things where they're actually interfering now with somebody continuing to have a license to produce electricity.
Exactly.
So anyway, I think as a governor, if you're going to be talking about climate change or climate whatever, look at it the most basic way, keeping the environment clean. Everybody can get on board with that one.
Of course.
But when you start to tell me that the scientists at the nuclear power plant don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, two things. First of all, they're scientists. Second of all, they're right there.
Exactly.
They're looking at the pilings in the water.
Exactly.
They're saying it hasn't gone up.
That's right.
It's hard.
That's right.
And then whenever you and I have this argument with anybody, because it's you and I, and our expertise is what? How to turn on a microphone?
That's right.
So and then we have, and these people are more qualified than you and I when it comes to this. But at the same time, they don't want to hear you and I talking about other people who are as qualified as these people. And saying, wait a minute, your counterpart on the other side, down in Turkey, what's it called? Turkey Point. Turkey Point. Disagrees with you. So
exactly.
They don't want to hear it. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, Mike.
This is Mike McCoy, by the way.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to make a comment about, it's nice that we have our leaders that be within our community that are out here stroking these big businesses like Chewy and FedEx and UPS and all these big companies, multi-mega businesses, right? But, it's the little guys, the little businesses like myself and thousands more around this town and this the county and the state and the country. It's the small businesses who really bring in the most of the income. And yet, the city does so little, in my opinion, to actually go out here and help the small businesses to grow. We actually had a tax decrease for our lease tax where you pay your rent every month, where you pay. I actually got a tax break of about $6 a month.
Wow.
I thought, my God, I started planning on that European vacation. Maybe I could get the city to, or the county to charter me a private jet, and I could, fly around the world and go to Brazil or something just, to see what's... But, it's amazing how we are just basically unpaid tax collectors. We get, we have to take in tax. We have to pay it in every month. We have to pay it in to the state, which I understand it. We collect the taxes, we pay it in. And it's almost like they're treating us like we have a privilege of doing business in the city of Ocala. And I think Ocala as a whole needs to stand back and say, what can we do to make these small businesses more productive? And with that, they create more business and they create more revenue for the city and for the county. But anyway, I'll get off my soapbox, and I appreciate you listening.
Hey, thank you, Mike. Well, I'm not going to disagree with what Mike has to say.
No.
But I am going to say this. I think when large businesses are courted and brought into a community, that it does make the community more attractive for more people to move in. And I know we've had and a justifiable reason, I guess you could say. I mean, Ocala looks at Orlando and says, I don't want that to become us. I don't want us to become them. I mean, I don't want to become Orlando. I like Ocala, right? I don't want to become a big metropolitan city. If I want to live in a big metropolitan city, I got one. It's called New York. I can live there. but Ocala is Ocala, and yet at the same time, it seems like it's always the mission to make it grow. So, if it grows, and there are, let's say, more listeners for a radio show, that means more revenue for the radio station. If there are more cars that need to be fixed, in the case of Mike, then there is more business for him. And if there's more people that want to go out for the night, then the restaurants survive and thrive. And the schools are better off. I should say the higher education schools, the colleges, because you have more students graduating from the public schools and the private schools who then attend the colleges and of course pay tuition. And I think that's not the argument, because I don't disagree with what he said.
No.
But I think that's the viewpoint, because the other viewpoint would be, let's not tax the small businesses. Let's not have any money to use to give incentives to big companies. I know we don't all agree with that, but that's what theoretically it's used for. And I know that there's money getting wasted all the time also. But anyway, so that's the other part of that story, and it doesn't discount what Mike was saying, because he's saying the really true thing. Every business person feels that way too.
Well, yeah, because look at when E1 was going to leave. I mean, gosh, the county and the city jumped over backwards to keep him here, give him all those tax incentives and all. And in the meantime, others, mom and pop businesses were closing. They didn't get any help from the city or the county. Insomniac Theater is a good example that comes to mind. The city is, funding the Marion Theater, but they didn't help the Insomniac Theater to
that's
the building.
Okay,
so.
Now you switched channels a little bit when you did that. But as far as helping out the big ones and not the small ones,
yeah.
Okay, and I don't disagree again, but here's the argument for that. The argument for that is, let's say you're living in Michigan and you say, honey, I'm tired of this snow. Let's move to Florida. All right, let's pick a city. Well, what does Ocala have? That looks like it might be a nice city. Well, they don't have a whole lot. Okay, let's pick Fort Lauderdale. All right, and then so if you're trying to attract new people to the city, then you have to have an E1. Because otherwise, the guy in Michigan, by the way, perfect state to pick for E1, because it's a motor manufacturing, automobile manufacturing state, right? And I'm just picking that at random. But you would say to yourself, where are we going to live? How are you going to earn a living? Well, they do have some convenience stores there. It's not enough. So there is a way to justify keeping or helping somebody stay afloat that is producing fire engines.
Oh, sure. I don't disagree with that. I just think the little guys should be helped too, but they're not.
No, you don't think that. Why? Because they're helping the big guy? If we helped every small business stay afloat, that would not be. America is a country set up with free enterprise. That means you can fail. Now, Mike's point about taxes, that's a different story. But as far as bailing out a failing small business, we can argue about bailing out a big one. Does this business really help our community? In the case of E1, I think it did.
Oh, sure it did. They have a lot of jobs.
But as far as we went through this with WTMC, it's no longer here.
Exactly.
And nobody wanted to step forward and help us. And I don't blame them. Because why? Is anybody going to move to Ocala because the dying AM radio station is suddenly going under? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't think so. If we were a candy store, if we were anything, if we were selling hamburgers.
Yeah.
Now,
good point.
Your argument for the Marion Theater, I think there's a historical element to that. That's a different part of that argument. But
Right.
All right, what else do we have here? President Donald Trump and North Korea's Kim Jong-un concluded an extraordinary nuclear summit this morning, with the president pledging unspecified security guarantees to North Korea, and Kim recommitting to the complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. Dorothy Cotton has passed away. She worked closely with the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. She taught nonviolence to demonstrators before marches and sometimes calmed tensions by singing church hymns. She has passed away at the age of 88. She died Sunday afternoon at the Kendall at Ithaca Retirement Community in New York, according to Jared Harrison, a close friend who was at her bedside. Harrison said she had battled illnesses recently but didn't specify a cause of death.
Gosh. And that's another person doing good things for others.
That's right. A United Airlines flight from Rome to Chicago was diverted to Shannon Airport in Ireland yesterday after a message was discovered on board. The message referred to a bomb on the plane.
Oh, my gosh.
The 207 passengers and 11 crew members disembarked the Boeing CO 767-330 at Shannon Airport at 12:15 p.m., according to Jim Malloy, a representative of Ireland's police force.
My gosh.
That's a scary note.
Very scary.
Former NBA star Dennis Rodman arrived in Singapore around midnight Monday, hours before Donald Trump met with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Mm-hmm. Rodman told reporters at Changi Airport that he came to Singapore to see what's going on. What are you here for? I just want to see what's going on. He hopes that things turn around to be well for everyone in the world. I think he had more to do with this peace summit than anybody knows.
Probably. He's a scary guy. But
Sprout Pharmaceuticals is launching Adii. Wait a minute. Didn't we have this Adii story once before? Adii, the first ever approved drug for low libido in women.
There you go.
And it's slashing the drug's price in half. The new price will be $400.
Oh, my gosh.
Down from $800 for a monthly prescription.
Wow.
The uninsured and those not covered for the treatment will pay no more than $99.
There you go.
It's a rare step for a pharmaceutical company. Drugs typically go up in price on an annual basis, sometimes even twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
Adii. Honey, I'm interested. Oh, well, honey, I'm not so... Honey, not tonight. Baby, you should take some Adii.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Baby.
Put it in your
drink. I got
drink.
some new pink pills. Adii.
Remember that vacation we were going on? Oh, not anymore. We got Adii.
What is the word for the opposite of horniness?
Oh,
what is it?
Gosh.
Indifference?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's see.
I got... say adios to indifference with Adii. I got a slogan for
Oh,
this.
there you go. That'd work.
Say adios to indifference with Adii. There's got to be a better word than indifference.
Yeah.
What's the opposite of horny?
I don't know. Complacent.
Normal?
You just...
Say adios to normal.
I got a headache.
With Adii.
Say goodbye to headaches.
Say goodbye to that headache. Wink, wink. With Adii. Adios.
Not interested.
All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. Galen Unald coming up in just a little bit. And we're going to talk about the hotel perks you might like to know about. I got 17 of them. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio. I'm